And one thing that I've always noticed about you and that you've written about quite a bit is sort of an intentional willingness to sidestep technology in the interest of paying attention. And I'm curious, am I talking to you on a cell phone now or on a landline?
Rolf, you know me too well. No, it's true. To this day, I have never used a cell phone. I wouldn't know how to turn one on. And just as you said, it's because I feel I have enough data in my life as it is, and I don't have enough time to make sense of it. So I don't want even more pouring in on me. I do want that freedom just to try to process the stuff I already have. Now, so this is my own eccentricity, and it's partly because I'm a creature of habit, and I still do things the way I did in 1981 before these technologies existed. But I think the new generation forms are terrific, and I'm delighted that people are traveling with iPhone cameras, and blogs are exactly the equivalent to the diary I was keeping when I was 18, except now, wonderfully, they can be transmitted around the world very, very easily. So I don't feel that travel has lost anything in the age of technology. Many people do. But I'm excited that it's taking these new forms, and especially, I know you have been teaching for a long time. I just, for the first time in 37 years, taught for one semester these last few months. And coming into a classroom for the first time since 1982, I think the thing that most excited and inspired me was that this generation, 18 to 20 years old now, truly thinks of the whole world as its neighborhood, and that problems of sex trafficking in Nepal are as local to them as if they were taking place in Jersey City, and that concerns about the environment in Africa are as close to them as in Alaska. And I really think it's happened so dramatically and so ubiquitously that we take it for granted now, but I feel the world has really stepped forwards hugely in the time I've been doing this job. I remember not long ago I met a friend of mine from England who had been in the same fourth grade classroom as I. And he grew up in London, very sophisticated, cosmopolitan family. He told me recently that when he came into the classroom and he saw me, age 9, that was the first brown-skinned person he'd ever seen growing up in England in the 1960s. Now he has 4 daughters, and when growing up in London, and when they bring friends home, they never even think to tell their parents so-and-so's of Jamaican or Pakistani or Nigerian background. They're all just Londoners. And I think nationalism, we're all aware, is sort of on the rise, maybe partly because it's on the run. But I think really people are seeing far beyond the divisions that were so prominent when I grew up. And one of the striking things was I was teaching a version of travel writing this last semester. And so the first session of the first class, I thought, well, the only thing I can offer these 18, 19-year-old students is the fact I've been traveling for 45 years, and maybe I'd been to places that they haven't. So I invited each of the 16 in the room to go around and say why she had signed up for a class on writing about place. And one person said, well, I just spent the last 29 days in Nauru, which is a place I'd never heard of. The next one said, oh, I'm off to Mauritania in a couple of months, so this class would be useful. The next one said, oh, yeah, and actually last week I was in Kazakhstan, where you, Rolf, are going, but also, of course, I was in Kyrgyzstan too, and it was interesting for me to compare the markets there with Tajikistan. And within about 20 minutes, I saw these kids were far better traveled in their way than I